This is actually working very quickly.
Yeah, this is working quickly.
You'll see it start to turn pink. That's telling you that the acids are starting to work on the metal. This is,
now,
I wouldn't say this is the most complicated formula I've got, but it's got 7 different chemicals in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's...
One of which is vinegar.
That's right.
Because as you're spraying, you can smell the vinegar.
Smell of vinegar. It has salt in it. This was done by a Chinese or a Japanese man, and he worked on it for 3 years for Tiffany.
Really?
3 years before he brought it
to come up with the formula?
Right. And it's not a spray patina, it's a vat. In the old days when they were making Tiffany lamps, they would have these big vats.
Yeah.
And the workers just come in and put the gloves on and put the lamp base in there and then set it on a rack. And it was in a the room had humidity.
Yeah.
And we think the bath was slightly warm.
Yeah.
I think they kind of heated it up. Nobody knows for sure, but that's one of the things.
You can see the greens and yeah, the greens are starting to come in on the sides. Huh?
A little, yeah. We're starting to get a little bit. Yeah, it's starting to work fairly quickly.
Yeah.
This is what the patina would look like within a 12-hour period.
Now this is a piece of cardboard.
Right, it's a piece of cardboard.
Now, did you have to treat that cardboard in any way?
No, just put on the coating.
Which, yeah, you put on a coating. What kind of coating?
Copper coating.
Copper coating, which is one of the metal coatings, right?
Right, one of our metal coatings. This is what's on that pot, and I love this stuff.
So basically, you can theoretically patina anything.
Anything. You can make anything look like whatever you want it to look like.
Especially with the metal coatings.
Yeah, with the metal coatings.
Isn't that great? That's awesome. I mean, at a glance, no one would really know that that's a piece of cardboard. I could only tell from the ridges that are...
You know, like I was telling you, when I have graduate students, they couldn't afford bronze. You know, maybe they were doing 4 6-foot figures because Long Beach was real figurative. To get out of Long Beach for your master's, you had to do at least 1 life-size figure.
Wow.
Not necessarily in bronze, but 1 life-size figure. And you had to take 6 semesters of like modeling, so nobody does that anymore. It's real rare.
Yeah.
2 semesters of mold making, nobody does that either. Anyway, so they couldn't afford it, so I would just give them coating, and one kid's master show, I had foundry guys come in, people I knew that couldn't tell it wasn't bronze until they went over and tapped on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they thought they were bronzes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for us to see, and maybe not right this second, but I'd like to see what that metal coating looks like.
Oh, you mean
if we can do a demo of, jar of metal coating. And as I'm saying that, I just panned up to this copper sheet, and you can really see the greens and blues
starting to come.
to
go. It's starting. This is going very quickly. It must be fairly humid today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot. I know that.
It's hot today. Yeah.
Humid, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is
our bronze B coating.
Bronze B coating. So this basically will take a non-metal item and make it look like it's
This
metal.
will take
and in this case, bronze.
any object, any surface, and make it look like real metal. The difference between our B and our C is on the C coat. We have a C coat. You have more metal, and therefore you can buff the surface and make it look more like a real bronze.
Right. And so this is a piece of cardboard.
This is a piece of cardboard, but it could be wood, it could be plastic, it could be paper.
Yeah.
A lot of people do make paper pieces, you know, books. I think people make books using this stuff. It's an acrylic polymer, and it's a 6-hour curing time on it. Basically, drying could be 20 minutes, but curing is 6 hours. Lifespan about 15 to 20 years. Outdoors.
Outdoors. Out in the elements.
Out in the elements. So, one of the things you have to think about when you're going to use any kind of a coating like this with metal in it, real metal, is that the metal sometimes wants to go to the bottom, so you have to make sure you stir it really well or shake it really well.
Okay.
And if you store it, make sure every 3 or 4 weeks you shake it good, because over a period of 6 or 7 months the metal will solidify to the bottom and you can't get it out.
Okay.
So this is water-based, so it's...
And there's no surface prep.
No surface prep.
Obviously.
Well, that's not true. If you were going to do a piece of steel or iron or aluminum, you would have to put a primer first.
Okay.
Okay, so I recommend 2 primers, a zinc primer first, and then any a good basic primer such as Sherman & Williams or Rust-Oleum on there, so that you have at least a couple barriers between the coating and what you're going to do to the metal. Because with the metal coating, when you put a real patina on it, being an acid, that acid migrates through the coating, through the metal, and starts attacking what's underneath. If you don't have a good primer, it's going to attack your metal, and you're going to get rust.
Yeah.
And some people like that. I have friends of mine that'll take, let's say, bronze, take a piece of steel, go like that, and then shoot it with patina, and you'll have some bronze showing with rust showing in other areas. Very pretty. So I'll put this on. Normally you would put 2 coats on. Today we'll just do 1, but normally you put 2 coats on. You can brush it, you can roll it. There's all different kinds of ways to use it. Spraying is nice if you want it to look like a sheet of metal. So you would put 1 coat on, let that coat dry. Generally, if you're going to do it precisely, you would let it dry 6 hours, then you put your second coat on. Then the minute you put your second coat on, you've got anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to put your patina on. The longer you wait to put the patina on, the less patina is going to show. Because you're starting to dry out the coating, and you need the water in the coating to help activate the acids. So we're going to use Tiffany green again. I should have used light green. It would come up almost immediately.
Now,
the reason for 2 coats is that if you only had 1 coat on there, the acids would start eating up the metal in the coating, and you might have areas where you wouldn't be seeing the metal.
Oh, I see. It
would eat the metal up.
Right.
So your first coating is there, and so even if it starts to eat up the metal on the second coat, you'll still see the bronze through there.
Yeah. I'm just going to pan right quick over to this last piece that you just did where you put the Tiffany on it, and look at that. I mean, the greens and the blues are just really coming out. And the Japanese bronze that you did,
this is dynamite.
That's really awesome.
That turned out really nice.
I think you should put that on your showroom floor, huh?
Yeah, right. That one turned out nice. So you can see the patina just barely starting.
It's starting to peek through, yeah.
Now, if this was the C coating, you would put 2 coats of B, let each coat dry, and then 2 coats of C or more, depending on the texture of the surface. Because one of the problems is if you're going to buff it, you're abrading it, you're pulling off metal, so you got to have enough metal to pull off.
Right.
Right. So that's the only problem with coatings is in the C coating is the fact that you need enough on there to burnish it back.